What's up? Welcome back to Opposites Attract podcast. This is Sonja Ramirez, and I am here with my handsome husband,
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up?
What's up, babe?
Feels like it's been a minute, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Since we've recorded. Like we were just talking about that this morning.
Yeah, it does feel like it's been a while since we've recorded a podcast. But for everybody else, it seems normal because they just come out when they're scheduled to come out. But we recorded the last one, obviously, for those of you guys that listen, in Mexico. And that was on like a Thursday.
Yes.
So
And we usually record on Sundays.
On Sunday. Yeah, so we had everything done for that episode by like Friday. So yeah, it kind of feels like it's been a little while.
Yes.
Since we've recorded.
Yeah. Life's been feeling full of, just full of everything.
Yeah. Busy.
You know, not being busy, but just different because I decided to take the summer off.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm so used to being busy. And I shared with you that, you know, I haven't been busy and I'm getting anxiety. Like I feel like I should be doing something, even though I'm doing things from home. But I'm used to being out networking. I miss a lot of you. I haven't seen a lot of you. So I miss you guys. I miss that interaction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because you've been with the family.
Yes.
For the most part.
Yes. Like I need some adult conversation. Some real, meaningful adult conversation.
Yeah.
I feel disconnected. No. But I have been enjoying the time with the family.
Yeah.
You know,
and before you know it, they'll be back in school.
Yeah.
You know.
And be at it again.
Yeah. Running like crazy.
Yeah.
I guess you need both. So yesterday you were acting weird because of the anxiety you were feeling.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that. Well, we were at Walmart.
Yes. He's like, what's up with you?
Well, so the thing is that, I mean, for those of you that know, like, I'm a mechanic for a living. Like, I'm an inspector. I was a mechanic. I fix things.
I know where you're going with this.
And when you're bringing shit to me, I'm like, oh, all right, well, this is going on, but it's not that big of a deal because before you know it, this is going to happen and then you'll be back on track. Like I'm trying to see like how to fix the situation that's going on.
He's trying to fix me.
And you're like telling me, just shut up and listen. Just shut up and listen. I'm not asking you to fix things. Just shut up and listen. Yeah. And I'm like, well, fuck it then.
He gets upset.
I'm not fixing shit.
You got upset about it. And I'm just needing to share my heart with you. And, you know.
So we're walking through Walmart and I'm just like, yeah.
He's all pissed.
Okay. Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah. Because he's telling me, well, when I start talking to him about how I'm feeling, you know, I feel like you lecture me. Like, babe, like, chill the hell out. Like, you know, you're going to be back at, you know, work and you're going to be back at it. Like he's telling me things that I already know, but I just need to release it so that I can continue to move forward and be present and enjoy the time that I have with the kids.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm just thinking to myself, so like you're feeling anxiety about work, about not getting out there and doing the things that you're normally doing.
Right.
So you feel
like
you just don't feel right because you're not doing what you should be or what you feel you should be, right?
Right.
But I'm thinking to myself, like my oldest daughter is visiting. She's going back on Tuesday, which in a couple days. And then the kids, like when I was thinking about it yesterday at Walmart, the kids are going back to school in less than 3 weeks.
Right.
So 3 weeks from now, the schedule is going to change. The kids are going to be gone during the day. You're going to be by yourself and you're going to start banging out emails and calling people and going on appointments and everything's going to be back on track.
I know.
And I'm like, it's only for and I'm actually like, you know what? For the next 2 weeks, just enjoy it. Right. Have a good time because you're going to be working.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell you these things and you're just like, I just want you to listen.
He got all pissed off.
Whatever.
Did you continue to listen to me or did you blow me off and you're like, well, forget you then?
I was doing jujitsu moves in my head.
You were choking me out in your head?
Yeah,
really?
I was doing them on you in my head.
Jerk.
You're like, yeah, and I'm feeling this way. And I was like, so I got to grab the elbow there and pull the arm through. And then I got to get my leg over here.
Stop trying to
Then I grab her by her hair.
Listen,
yeah.
Men, if there's one thing that I can tell you.
So I guess you just got to listen.
And not just, because I know how you get. When you get pissed or annoyed, you're like, yeah, I'm going to pretend like I'm listening to you. But all I hear is, wah, 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 wah. You don't want my advice? Then screw you. So instead of listening, you shut me off. And then you just shake your head like, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't, I guess it's just one of those things. I don't understand. Like, if you don't want some solutions,
there's some
then what are we doing?
Where us women just need you men to listen.
I've heard that before.
Really listen.
Yeah.
You know, so that when I come back at you, like, what did I just say?
You got to hold the elbow tight. And then you put your leg over here. Thumbs up.
But after I released what I was feeling.
Yeah, and then you felt you just need somebody to listen.
Yes.
And I try. I wasn't doing jujitsu moves in my head.
Dude, but I did a jujitsu move on you yesterday.
Yeah,
I got him in an
sneak
armbar.
up on me and try to do shit. You've been to 3 classes.
I've been to more classes.
Maybe,
I've been more than 3 classes, you know?
So, yeah.
But could you imagine if I continue?
You have really
mess you up.
strong legs.
You know?
You get those legs around and it's tough getting them off.
So I thought me stepping back, you know, would allow you to grow more. Because if I continued to go to jujitsu, dude, you'd be in trouble. Like, I'd choke you out my legs. I'd jump on you like a spider monkey and put my legs around your throat, and you'd be out.
Take it easy. You're getting ahead of yourself. So anyway, so yeah, that was something that we were talking about yesterday. You know, and I've heard that before. Sometimes you just gotta just shut up and listen. As much as you want to fix, I fucking fix everything.
Okay, so what if I could turn this camera? I'm fixing some shit today.
You are fixing. We got a can of paint just out of sight of the camera.
Yep.
We got the doggy door off, and you're scraping the wall, sanding. You're about to paint. That's your thing.
What are those little spatula things?
It was a scraper, a putty knife.
So I have a putty knife. I got me some putty.
Knife.
I got me some paint. And I'm getting down.
Yeah. No, you're good. You actually, this house, you did a lot of the paint in this house.
I did the prep.
Okay.
Which is a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know,
which is
painting is
a lot.
easy.
Yeah. I think it's probably the majority of it. I mean, because the rest of the walls is with a roller.
Yeah.
So,
I learned me some stuff.
No, you did really good. And now I refuse to paint. That's your deal.
Right.
But
He's like, are you going to fix this paint?
Hell yeah. Yeah. So I replaced the garage door opener yesterday.
I was so scared for you.
Thought I was going to die.
I thought you were going to die. I was in my room praying for you.
So my stepdad, Jeff, he's warned me before. He's like, when it comes to the garage doors, don't mess with it because it's got those big springs and they use these bars to wind it up. And if you're not paying attention, but when you look at it, you can see how it works. Yeah. Like you stick the bars in the holes and then you wind it up. But if you pull that bar out or you have another, like you use 2 bars at a time to wind it up. Like you stick one in, you push it up and then you stick it in the bottom one and then push that one up and you just go back and forth. But if one of them slips, it'll make the other one go flying and it'll jack you up.
Yeah. So he fixed our garage door.
Yeah. So it was, I ended up replacing the garage door opener and all kinds of.
And not only that, so if you are a handyman or you have a business, you know, and you know Miguel, you know you're not going to make any money with Miguel because Miguel is just going to say, "Hey, can I borrow your tool?" And he's going to go fix it.
Which brings me to another point. Yeah, I got something written down about that. No, well, it's just, you know what? I enjoy it. I do enjoy like seeing it. It may be a pain in the ass, but I like seeing when you take the whole thing apart, you put the whole thing back together and it does what it's supposed to do. Like it's smooth, it's good. Yeah.
I step away because I can't handle your energy. I can't handle every other word is fuck. Like you're just like, when something's
But
not
it ends
going
up
your
good.
way. So I'm like, okay, I want to stay here. So I'm just going to take my little happy ass up to the room and let you bang your stuff out. And then when it's done and you're happy, then we can rejoin and we can be happy together.
All right.
Anyways.
Whatever. It's part of being a mechanic.
It's
all right?
part of being a man.
Maybe.
It's part of being a man.
Yeah, but not all men these days do all this shit.
Right. I mean, my son, he's a little fixer. He's getting that from his daddy. And I see the same traits. Like, for real.
His are worse right now.
Because he's learning how to
Yeah, and he's little. He doesn't know how to control it
and
yet.
control it.
I'm screaming on the inside. He just lets it out.
Anyways, so what's going on?
So, yeah, no. Speaking about me being a cheap ass and fucking fixing everything myself.
I didn't call you a cheap ass. I'm just saying, like, I love the fact that you do what you do. Because when we first met and, you know, you're from New York, there's no yards. You know, you didn't have a
So
home.
what?
I was just like, okay.
I had changed brakes while I lived in New York.
But I saw you and I just figured you weren't that going
you
to
were
be that
judging me?
handy. I was judging you. I met you in a suit.
What does the Bible say about judging?
I know. I'm learning. Hey, back then I didn't know. I wasn't there yet. But no, I appreciate you, you know, being a handyman and all that you do. It's kind of hot.
So we were, there was two things that reminded me of. For one of them, last week, before we went to Mexico, our pool pump went out.
Yes.
Right? And that thing has been screaming. Like, it was getting louder, progressively louder. You know, it kicks on in the middle of the night and it cleans the pool. But it's been getting loud, like it's whining. And then it's pretty much started screaming. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. And I knew, like, I was looking it up and I was going to see if I can grease the bearings or whatever. And it was just like, there's no point. You just need to, it's old. You got to replace the pump.
Yeah.
So we know somebody, Mike Sandoval, at Above and Beyond Pool Remodeling.
Yes.
For those of you in Arizona, if you have a pool, if you want to get your pool done, hit him up. They are the best in the state. And, you know, yeah, they'll hook you up. They do beautiful stuff.
Pools. And he does residential and commercial.
So obviously, like, the pool pump goes out, and I'm a handy guy, and I already took the pump out, the motor, and I just hit him up like, hey, do you know where I can get a pool pump? Obviously, that's who I'm going to go to.
Right.
He's a friend of ours.
Yes.
And, yeah, he's like, yeah, just go to this place, and they'll hook you up. And we went there. I got the pump, put it in, whatever. They gave us a good deal. But he's also hooked us up with other things.
Yes. I don't know if we should be putting that out for everybody, because then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, he's gonna be hooking me up." No.
This is beside the point, because everybody has these people in their life sometimes. Like, there's been other things with Mike.
Yeah.
And he's, you know, we've gone up to his cabin.
Yeah.
You know, we go to his house for parties and we have a good time there. When you got into your wreck,
Oh yeah.
he let you borrow a car for a little while.
Yeah.
You know, until you got your insurance check. But the thing is that we have people sometimes in our life that they're there for us when we need them.
Yeah.
And what we try to do from time to time, like, and it doesn't have to be a big gesture, but just try to make it that it's not like you're not just taking all the time from this relationship.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so like when we went up to the cabin, we thought it would be he likes tequila. We thought it would be nice to leave a bottle of tequila there for when they go back.
Right.
Right.
A huge bottle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a Costco bottle. So there's probably still some of that left up there. Right. You know, and then we have another cousin that's helped us out with like the water and the plumbing issues.
Yes.
And then, you know, you go and we took him some beer to help him out.
Right.
You know, and you don't have to, but and it's not just because like you helped me out. It's like you want to do that. You want them to feel appreciated for what they did.
Yeah. We have these amazing relationships in our lives that we know they are to go people no matter what, because even if I'm going through some things, Mike is a person I turn to get advice.
Yeah.
You know, so I see what you're saying. You can't take advantage of the relationships that you have.
Make them feel appreciated.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, we have the AC. Same thing with the AC. And we got home from Mexico the minute. So this is funny. We had our nephew house watching, dog watching, right?
All right.
And here in Arizona, we have this thing where like to save energy, the power will, so there's like different rates. So between 3 and 6 in the afternoon,
right.
Monday through Friday, the electricity rates, they like triple or quadruple. So you're going to pay 4 times more for electricity during 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. So what we do is we try and avoid using all the electrical stuff. So we at about 12 in the afternoon, the AC kicks on and it stays on till 3 in the afternoon.
Right.
And it'll get the house down to like 70, 72. And by the time 6 p.m. comes around, it's getting warm and then it kicks on and it cools the house off again. Right?
So we got back from Mexico.
We get back from Mexico and my nephew is house watching. Well, he knows what happens between 3 and 6, and it's been happening. So he notices the house gets a little warmer right around 5, 6, 7,
or not 5 that and bad, 6. Though.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not like we're in a hot box freaking sweating. But one of a capacitor on the AC, one of the parts went out the last day.
Yeah,
and it's like. We got home at about 5, at like 5:30. Mm-hmm. And we walk into the house and we're like, holy shit, it's hot.
His mom.
And we're like, yeah, the AC is supposed to be kicking on any minute here.
Hold on, we got to talk about this because you were in here. You were upstairs, and I had his mom, my mother-in-law, and my aunt, which is his godmother, in the living room, right, or the sitting room. I don't know what the heck you call this. And they're looking at me like, okay.
I can't believe you put up with this shit.
No, for real. Your mom is like, my cheap ass son. Like, for Sonja, I'm going to pay the $100 because you do not have to be going through this. And I'm thinking to myself like, wow. I'm like, it is really warm. And it does not. Because
it was like
if
89
it would
or
get
90.
That warm, I'd be giving him shit.
No.
But you're at jiu-jitsu most of the time. And during that time,
we're usually out.
Yeah.
We go shop because we know, so we go shopping, we go to do jiu-jitsu, we do stuff.
But sometimes, I'm home during that time and it's not that warm. So it was
we'll jump in the pool.
It was very uncomfortable. Your godmother was turning red.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no. Like they were just, there's no way your ass was going to get chewed out. I'm just telling you, your ass was going to get chewed out.
Yeah.
And right when your ass was going to get chewed out because you came downstairs and you were doing something out there.
Yeah. I knew something was up.
The AC went out. Like, something's up. And that's when they looked
relax.
at it.
It's not that hot because of me. The AC went out.
They were going to chew your ass out for having me in a house, that, like.
And we had a great vacation. That really sucked because we had a great vacation. It really wasn't that bad, but it does suck when you have a great vacation, you have a car packed full of stuff because you got to unpack and do all that stuff. You walk in the house and it's hot as shit. Yeah. Now you got to figure out what the hell's wrong with the AC because Arizona in the summertime, you have to have it. This is not like there is no way around it. You got to get that thing fixed now.
Right.
Yeah. But
so thank God.
So and speaking about people that you have that hook you up, we have somebody that when we have AC issues, like he's always there. He always hooks it up.
Yeah.
So we definitely want to make sure that we take care of the people that take care of us when we need them.
So if you're having a situation with your AC, give us a call.
Yeah.
Because we have somebody who's on top of his stuff, knows his stuff.
Yep.
And we'll help you out.
So what's up, babe? You got a bunch of writing on your list.
I do.
I didn't think you were going to have much stuff on there.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard you talking about anything about the podcast this week.
Oh, yeah. Well, so it's mainly about like money,
You have been you've been reading books and talking about money.
And so, Miguel and I, we have some money and we were trying to decide what to do, whether we're going to put it towards a rental property, and it's a pretty good chunk, or invest it. And so he's like, well, listen here. He's like,
paying down the house.
He's like, you have 2 months to figure out what you want to do with this money. And if you don't know, then I'm putting it towards the house. So here I am. I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out and see what's best for us. Because I mean, we have mentors
Yes.
who do very well in life, but we didn't grow up in that situation where we could turn to our mom or dad and say, hey, this is what we have. What do you think we should do? So then here I go. I start pulling out the books that I have, Bank on Yourself. I start reading Money Matters from Tony Robbins. And anyways, I start hitting up people that I know to ask questions. And we have Mr. Smith, who does this Bank on Yourself, and he's a multimillionaire in Legal Shield, and he does other investments. So I give him a call, and he tells me, start reading Bank on Yourself. And we've been in this situation before where we're quite not sure like what to do. And I have friends that are financial advisors, and this is my thing. If I'm going to hire a trainer at the gym, you better be in good shape.
Yeah.
You better be healthy and you better be in good shape.
Yeah.
Because if not, how are you supposed to help me?
Yeah, this is what you do.
Yes. So, and I know this is a touchy subject to those of you that are financial advisors, but if you're going to advise me on what to do with my money, I need to see your portfolio. I need to see what's up. I need to see how much money.
Doing?
I want to see how you're doing. I want to know, do you have a house? Are you in debt? Like, and they're not going to fork that out.
Yeah.
Like it's
I've
going to be
also
touchy.
heard, when it comes to money, I've also heard like some financial advisors, they do better with other people's finances than they do with their own. Because when it comes to other people's money, it's not their money. So they go based off of data and the numbers, what the numbers show, as opposed to their emotions. But when it's their money and it's their money that's at risk, they'll make more emotional decisions, which lead to not as good returns as if you just follow the data. And they do better sometimes with their clients' money than they do with their own. But anyway, that's besides the point.
And not only that, it depends on
I don't know if that's true or not.
What company are they with?
Yeah.
And what are they pushing and what are they not pushing? Because they only know what they know. So if they're with Northern Mutual, okay, they're going to know what Northern Mutual teaches them. They're going to do whatever brings them the most commission is what they're going to focus on. So instead of me going that route, I don't want to go that route. Like, I want to do research, read on it, and then be mentored by those people who have money, that have invested in real estate and all these other things, and have them guide me and mentor me. But I also want to look at the other side.
The other thing that we have to keep in mind too is that it's not just investments. There's so many different ways to make money. Putting your money in investments is not the only way to make money. Right. Like as far as the stock market goes and banking on yourself, these aren't the only ways to make. There's so many different ways to make money.
Yeah, there's several.
There's podcasting.
Right. But again, this is money. Like we were talking about your, like the 401k.
Yeah.
Like that's not income that you want to gamble with. So why are we gambling with it?
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, like I've said before, I don't look at that as, it is retirement. But I've never looked at that as retirement. Like it's just money that we have because I don't plan on, I don't know.
Are you
I'm always
okay
going to
with
do something.
Are you okay with losing 70% of that? Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know. I wouldn't be happy.
So instead of taking a risk on that, like that's money that I want guaranteed. So the money that we put away for retirement, I want that money guaranteed.
So this is what I know. This is what we were talking when we were talking about this, is that we have this money in the bank and you're trying to figure out what is the best thing that we could do with the money. I'm thinking about other things. Like I'm thinking about the podcast and, my work and all kinds of other stuff. And I'm like, look, if you want to do that, like I'm down with it. Like if you want to do something with that money and you want to grow it into something else, I'm not looking into it right now. But if you find something and you bring it to me and I'm like, that sounds cool or whatever, let me look into it. But if you want to do something with it, then let's do something with it.
Right.
But if you don't do something with it,
it's just wasting.
I'm gonna take that money and I'm paying down the house. Right. Because I know that at least that's better
than doing nothing. Right.
It may not be the best.
Right.
But it's better than doing nothing.
So I know that there are some things that we need to work on mentally.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
there
a
are
lot
some
of
things that, yeah. And I'm talking about money. Like I'm
Okay.
talking about money.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I started doing some research because I know that there's some things that I need to break.
Yes.
And so I was watching this video. I did some research and I came across this Chris Crone. And
Chris Crone?
Are you familiar?
No.
Jerk. And he lists like 15 things poor people do that rich people avoid.
Yeah.
And so I just wrote down some of them.
Yeah.
But number one
and you're
was...
like, all of them are like hitting you in the gut.
you know what? Some of them were, and some of them, those are some things that we changed.
Okay.
But there are some things that
we need to work on.
that we need to work on.
Cool.
And one is they don't plan. They drift through life. They're drifters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like every day they keep doing the same thing.
Kind of like what I was saying with the money.
Well,
I'm not planning. I'm just kind of drifting.
Right. And I love you, Mom. Like I love my mom. But when I started reading this,
Yeah.
it just...
Speak into the mic.
I can see it. I can see it.
Pull it this way.
And so, anyways, that was one of them. Another one is that they don't do the math. They don't do the math. Like right now, we're talking about retirement, but what is our
what do we
goal?
need for
That's
retirement?
not something that
How much are we going to make a month or a year?
Like, what do we have in place right now? What goal? Yeah, we have all this extra money and it's sitting there, but we don't have a plan for it. So we're kind of just sitting on it, not knowing what to do with it. And we haven't done the math yet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's us right there. And then excuses, like they say, poor people have excuses for everything, everything, right? And that's something we
make excuses for everything.
No, we don't. But the money thing, like this isn't an excuse. Just being able to not know is not an excuse. So let's start working on it.
Yeah.
But most of the time we don't let excuses get in the way. And then, time management just has to do with drifting. But the main thing is not doing the math, not knowing what your target goal is. And that's something that I feel that we need to work on.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I know, what?
No, it's true. And I'm just kind of thinking, like, sometimes you have people that, so for a while there, I wouldn't go out of my way to save money, but like we would get coupons. And if I saw something that we use, I would just kind of stash it away. It really doesn't take me any extra time, maybe a couple minutes just to grab it and put it in a...
It's not like you're...
I'm not clipping coupons and looking through the Sunday paper.
It's what Fry sends us.
I don't do that. Yeah, it's just whatever I get in the mail.
Yeah.
And normally before I used to just throw everything away. But then you've always also heard that you can't be in save a nickel and make a dollar mode at the same time. You can't be trying to save money and make money. You have to like pick one or pick the other. Like you're either going to, I don't know. That's what I've heard though.
I don't know. Cause I look at Larry Smith as an example. He's a multimillionaire in Legal Shield and they live off, I think 20% of their net worth, I think, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, but you have to get to that place.
Yeah. But they're very much like that. Like Mrs. Smith. Like she tells me,
so
like
if your energy
shoes.
is mostly focused on saving money, like for us right now, is that the best place for us? The mode to be in is saving money because we're not at that place.
No, but for retirement, yes, we need that now to start saving for it.
So the other thing that I think about is that when you have something that keeps paying you, like
residual,
like a podcast, like insurance, like whatever. When we figure, like we have rental properties that we rent, we get paid. Like retirement, really? Like what is the like if we have 3 or 4 rental properties and they're all paying us $1,200 a month. Yeah. And we have, something like retirement. Like that's just...
Yeah. But you can't count on that. Like, I don't know. If something goes down, I mean, the rental property we have right now is pretty solid. Like if you were to...
And we have one.
Right. So that's pretty solid. We get we make really good money off of that.
It's
but if the economy were to take a tank and we had multiple properties and ended up upside down, I mean, that could totally just bring everything to a halt.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing because if the market was to take a tank, it was to take a shit, and whatever, like, you just have to prepare, because obviously the house that we have now does well. But right now is the time to sell that house. But the only reason that we don't sell that house is because we don't have another house.
Well,
no, the house makes us good money.
The timing. Yeah, it's the timing and the money. Is it worth, and that's why I did the math, right? Is it worth,
because houses are expensive,
selling the house, versus just continuing to rent it out because the money that we make on it. And that's why I did the math. I showed you like how long it would take us to make the money if we sold the house. But
the thing is that if you sell the house now, when the market eventually takes a shit again,
then we have cash money
to buy houses cheap.
Right.
We could buy 2 houses for the price of the house that we sold.
Right.
And then when the market goes back up, now we have 2 houses.
So which way do you go? And I don't think anyone has the right answer because they don't know our portfolio. And that's the thing, Okay, so this kind of reminds me of something that I heard on another podcast on the Adam Carolla show. And he was talking about like people that would write in, or like there's shows that talk about parenting, that people that ask questions like, hey, this is the situation that I had and I don't know if I did the right thing. What is the right thing to do? And I think that just the fact that you're thinking about it, like, should I sell this house? Should I not sell the house? Should I keep it and keep collecting the rent? Or what if the market, as long as your thoughts are on it and you're thinking about it and you're looking into it, and I think you'll be all right. Because you will figure out. Right.
I'm talking about anybody that's thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because I think you will figure stuff out because it's on the front of your mind. But there are people that go through life that's just like, whatever happens, happens. And I think that's kind of what was on your list, about just flying through life. Just
right.
So, I mean, this is something that we do talk about regularly. Right. We talk about, if this is the right thing to do. What else can we do? Other ways that, because, I mean, I love what I do, but I don't plan on doing it forever. Mm-hmm. Like I was telling you, I was yesterday, I think. Yeah. I was like, it'd be cool to be able to just do what you love for a living. And it sounds fucking cheesy because so many people don't get to do what they love for a living.
Right.
But why?
Yeah.
Like you can work on other things on the side and eventually maybe turn it into something.
Right. How do you pronounce this? Is it Walk Brothers?
Quack?
Okay.
Something like that.
So I looked them up. I heard something on a podcast, so I decided to look them up. And they were talking about why people should not refinance.
Okay.
And when they were talking, I made the biggest mistake.
When you first bought your house?
When I first bought the house. Yeah. And I refinanced, and not knowing anything, I put some money back into the house, but then I paid off a vehicle.
With the money that you pulled out of the house. Yeah.
Yes. Huge mistake.
So you're thinking like, I'm paying off debt.
And it was $20,000 that I took out of the house to pay off that vehicle.
Yeah.
But what he was saying is that people refinance to get a lower interest rate, sometimes to pay off other debt. But because mentally they haven't changed, it just digs them into a bigger hole. And now, say they lived in that house for 10 years, it restarts the clock. So now they have 30 years to pay off that mortgage because you reset the clock every time
you refinance the house. So you could be 10 years into paying off your house, but then you refinance. You were 20 years, or you were 20 years away from paying it off. Now you're another 30 years away.
And so what he says is expect a call when you get to the midpoint, say 15 years, expect a call from the bank. Yeah. Because they're going to want you to refinance.
They want you to refinance so that they can get another 30 years out of it.
Right. Because now
that makes sense.
You're halfway through.
We've talked about this before, and me and you have talked. Like, it is so crazy how evil banks are. Right. I'm just kidding. Like, Bill Burr talks about that. He talks about how he hides his money in the mattress because the banks are evil.
So does Mike Sandoval. He's like, girl, you need that mattress money.
We've talked about this before. Like, we have that rental house. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while now on this podcast. But we have that rental house, and like, let's say we were to pay that thing off, because that's one thing we know is we don't want debt.
Right.
Like, we want to own things.
Right.
So let's say we pay this house off, and either one, and we pay them off, we own them. And now the market takes a shit or whatever, or like the market is hot and we want to sell it so that we can make some money. And you think about, like, out of all the houses on that block, our house may be the only house that isn't owned by the bank. We own that house. Mm-hmm. And now we want to make money, so we sell the house. Somebody else buys the house. They take out a mortgage. Guess who owns that house again?
The bank.
The bank owns every house on the block again.
Right.
It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, but you started talking about, and this is bank on yourself.
Yes. Like, how do we become the bank?
How do we become the bank? Because it's our home.
It's our house. And now I can give you an interest rate. You can pay me the mortgage. So I don't know. That's something we're still learning more about that. So as we learn more, we'll let you guys know.
And if you're watching this and like, you've done this, let us know. Let us know. Like, we're always open to, to listen. So definitely, if this is something that you've gone through and something that you've been able to accomplish, please give us some advice.
Yeah. I mean, we're always open to, listen to what people have to say.
Right.
Yeah. Because this is one thing that we learned in Legal Shield that I remember. We have to understand that we have been programmed, like, from where we come from. Like, it comes from generations and generations of people that have worked for somebody else, that have worked a job. Like, this is just our mentality. And even the school system is built to create employees. Our school systems are not built to create self-employed entrepreneurs,
right?
People that work for themselves. Mm-hmm. School systems don't do that. So you have to understand that. I mean, and we have a hard time with it too. Like, the thoughts that we instinctively have sometimes are not right, because the stuff has been ingrained in us,
right,
for generations.
Yep.
And when you have people that are entrepreneurs, business owners, like, their family, they have generations of that. The way they're raised, their way of thinking is different. The way they see money is different.
Right. Right. And now that you say that, I just took a note down, or not took a note down, but on my notes, I have personal growth and recovery is a do-it-yourself project. Like, personal growth is a personal project. Yep. If there's something that you know or that you don't know and you want to learn, you have to pick up the book. You have to read the book, and not just read it, but you have to work at it. You got to turn that knowledge into activity. And when you make a mistake, the recovery is up to you. Yes. Like, are you going to just avoid trying to figure out what's right because the last decision you made was the wrong decision? Or are you going to continue to educate yourself and put yourself around people that have what you want, have made that mistake, but been able to overcome that mistake? Like, it's a lifelong journey.
Yeah, it's a journey.
When focusing on becoming better, and that's in every area of your life.
I was just talking to you about this.
Business, money, all of it.
Yeah, I was just talking to you about this yesterday, about, like, how I fixed the stuff around the house. And I was telling you, like, I wasn't always like this, but, like, now the kids will say it. Like, Daddy fixes everything. Mm-hmm. The fridge goes out, and I fixed the fridge. The oven went out. Right. The stove goes out. I fixed them. The AC goes out. The pool goes out. The car goes out.
Yeah.
But it wasn't always like that.
Fix me sometimes.
I'm trying through Walmart. I try to fix you and you don't let me. But no, but the thing is that you have to seek it. You have to seek the information. I didn't know how to fix the fridge. I didn't know how to fix the stove or the AC. And I wasn't always good at that kind of, like, your hands, your mechanical skills. I didn't have that.
Well, okay. So I think this
is the thing, is that you have to start. You have to start. You look at everybody. Like when I'm showing somebody how to change brakes that's never changed brakes.
Yeah.
You can tell when you look at a mechanic and they grab the wrench and they start undoing stuff, the socket stays on that bolt. It stays on the nut. When somebody doesn't work with their hands, they have it all crooked. The drill is crooked.
Right.
Everything is crooked because they haven't been doing it long enough. You have to start. And you know what? When I first started, my ratchet was crooked. My drill was crooked. But over time, after practicing and keep doing it, it gets straight and you learn how to use your hands. That's with everything.
I don't know. Like, if I'm not a great singer, I can get me some lessons.
This is a skill. This is a skill. If I gave you 10 years working with your hands,
I gotcha.
10 years from now, you would be able to take stuff apart and put stuff back together.
Okay.
Like you would have mechanical skills after 10 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you have to start.
Yeah.
And part of it, I think, is also a mentality. Like, oh, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, if you say you don't do that, then you don't do that.
Right.
And you'll never do that. So just like this podcast and recording music, when I first started making music, I had no clue about recording software, microphones, like none of it.
Right.
But I started, and you listen to some of the first songs that I recorded, and they sound horrible. Mm-hmm. And then you listen to some of the later ones, and they sound better. But it's just, you have to start and get the information and work on it, and you'll get better if you want to.
So I think you should share some of your songs with us on our Facebook group page.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
Yeah. Share the one you made for me. I haven't heard it. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to put that one out.
Yeah.
You know what? My mom got me this Fitbit. I kind of like it. But what I don't appreciate is this fucking thing yelling at me when I'm trying to relax. Like yesterday, we're laying down on the freaking couch. No. We're laying down on the couch watching TV.
Yeah.
And my freaking thing starts vibrating. And it's like, come on, you got 240 steps to go. I'm like, fuck off. I'm trying to chill. And then like an hour later, it's like, zzz, come on, you can do it. I'm like, get off my back.
Yeah. Mine goes off at 5:30. Like it tells me, be alive. Like, like get up, do something.
Stop being a lazy ass.
It'd
be funny if it talks shit to you.
That would be funny, right? Like in your own voice.
Yeah.
That would be good. Like a little training partner. It's time to change the world.
Yeah. Oh, yours would be super motivational. Mine would be talking shit.
I know.
Get up, you fat fuck. Yeah. But
that's so funny.
So we're back from Mexico.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We
were while we were in Mexico, it really made me think, because like you drive for those of you that live in the Phoenix area, like you drive 4 hours and it's like you're in the Caribbean. And you hear all the stuff on the news about the cartels, and I'm sure that's some real shit. Like there's stuff that goes down in Mexico, but where we went to Rocky Point, Puerto Peñasco, it's a tourist area. And I mean, you're in another country, so you do have to, keep somewhat of a guard up. And I don't know, maybe that's just me growing up in New York. Like we just you kind of keep your head on a swivel looking out for stuff. But I mean, for real, like you go 4 hours away and it's like you're in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Like it's beautiful. Like we saw the seals and the manta rays, the dolphins.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And we were talking about how, we got to do it more often.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to spend all kinds of money. For those of us that live here, just take a 4-hour trip and take $1,000 for the weekend and have a great time.
Right.
As opposed to spending $7,000 and flying somewhere else.
Miguel's mom is so fun. Like her and I, you guys
have a blast together.
Yeah. We talk about everything and anything, and we just have a really good time together. We laugh a lot together. Yeah.
So one thing that I was thinking about was when we were in Mexico, like we talked about it on the last podcast, like how going to these different places, it makes you appreciate their culture, you know, like the way they are. And it makes you want to be a part of it. Right. I don't know if you do you get that feeling? Did you get that?
Like I want to be a part of it?
Like
what do you mean?
Like you love seeing something different, like the way people are in these different places. Yes. Like when we were in Puerto Rico, just like the Puerto Rican people and their lifestyle, just the way they like.
And when we were in Europe,
it's beautiful. Like exactly in Italy,
totally different.
And in Spain,
yeah,
just their culture, the way they are. Just I don't know.
It was super cool. It was super weird too.
But it makes you kind of want to be a part of that. Like this is. I wouldn't mind doing this for a while. Like this is nice.
Yeah.
Right. And even going down to Mexico, like you kind of see the vibe out there. But it also makes you appreciate what you have here.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? Yeah, it's crazy. We saw this stand-up special yesterday from Brian Callen. It's called Complicated Apes. And it was really good.
Yeah.
Right. What'd you think?
I thought it was really good. I mean, just everything. He's funny too. He's funny.
But he makes you think about some stuff.
And he's passionate. Like he's passionate, really passionate, not just being a comedian, but being real. Just
like it's not only funny, but it makes you think about certain things.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is one thing that I heard Joe Rogan say a long time ago was like we have our country, right? And we have this thing about immigration. I've told you about the immigration thing. Like it's kind of it's tough. It's not as easy as some people make it seem. Like, oh, they shouldn't be here. And it's like, who am I to say that you shouldn't be here? Like, I'm a product of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't because of that, I wouldn't be here. And really, what did you do to get here? If you're from here, what did you do to be part of this?
I am from here, and I was born here.
So you got lucky.
Yeah.
You got lucky that you weren't born 4 hours south.
Right. And we were talking about that with religion as well.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
If you were
born
someplace else, you would believe in a different God.
Yeah, you would believe in a completely different or in a different time period or something.
Your religion would be.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, like, and then there's people that we see down there that have a hard time. It's like, man. So that stand-up special, like I'm getting all over the place, but that stand-up special, he was kind of talking about, people from different countries and like, yeah, it's just the cultures, the different cultures that they have. And I remember when I was a kid growing up, how, I don't know if you've had that. Well, we've done it before where people pack bags of old stuff. And in the special, he was talking about how people that adopt kids from other countries.
Oh.
And I've heard, it's like, why don't you adopt a kid from South Central as opposed to Africa?
He said because it's not as sexy.
It's not as sexy, but it's true. It is true, but in a way, why not help? Because there was a family that we saw in Mexico, and I went and I gave them some money. Mm-hmm. Like, just because I saw the mom, the dad, the kids, I have no idea what was going on. Their kids were selling chiclets or whatever. But so we went to this restaurant. We're sitting down to eat. There's two little kids, and they have a little cardboard, and they're selling chiclets.
By the way, it was about 10 p.m.
Yeah, it was 10 p.m. So they're out there, and the kids are selling chiclets. We bought some chiclets from them or whatever. We eat, and we leave the restaurant. When we leave the restaurant, that family is like down the street. Down the street a little ways.
Sitting on some crates.
It was crates or bricks or some shit. They were sitting down, the mom, the dad, and the two little kids or three little kids that they had.
Yeah.
And I just walked by and I look at them and I was like, fuck, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and our kids were with us.
Yeah. And I'm like, what are they going to do tonight? Like, where are they going?
Right.
You know, so I just had some money. I was like, here you go. You know, whatever. It wasn't a lot, but I give them some money.
Yeah.
But now then we have this special that we watch and they talk about why are you adopting kids from Africa as opposed to a kid from here? Like we have kids in foster care in this country. Why don't we take care of our own country first?
Right.
But then I start also thinking, dude, we have it. If there's any place in the world that you would want to be born, it's in this country. So we're all people. Why not help those kids in Mexico and drop off clothes and help them out because they didn't have the good fortune of being born here.
Right. And I have friends that do that.
You know, like,
yeah.
But then it's hard. It's not easy because it is true. This is our country. We want to take care of our country. We do have kids here that need help.
Yeah.
Maybe do both. Maybe that's the answer.
Do a little something. The answer is do something.
Yeah. But man, like, yeah, going down there, yeah, it makes you appreciate what you have. Like, you see the way people work. You see what people have and don't have.
Right. Joey, when, because we went to eat. There was a little girl that came by. You gave her money. You bought chiclets from her. Yeah. Then another little boy that was maybe 3 years old came up to us wanting us to buy chiclets from him. And we had just bought some. And Joey was so cute. Joey tells him, "I'm so sorry you're not making a lot of money." He told him. It was so cute. You know? Yeah.
That little kid, though, he's like, whatever. I'm moving on to the next person.
Yeah, they were like, yeah. No, meant nothing to them. They just kept going. Yeah. Next table.
So we've also been watching the show on Netflix, Exhibit A. Man, that show is jacked up.
It is.
For those of you that haven't seen the show is about evidence, about court cases and evidence, and how it's in every case pretty much the prosecutors and the police just made their mind up on something.
Yep.
Kind of like what we were talking about that show When They See Us.
Yep.
They needed to nail somebody, and they just, or maybe not that they needed to nail somebody, but they just made their mind up that this person did this, and that was it.
Yeah.
Or maybe this person was in the first episode of Exhibit A. Like, this guy, he was a rapper, and he was writing stuff about the police and doing shows, so the police already didn't like him. But that's not a reason to freaking arrest the guy and throw him in jail. But some places got robbed, and they decided that with video evidence that this was the guy.
Right.
And then they get the evidence, and they get some expert testimony who the dude was really full of shit.
Yeah, because the guy who robbed the store
was like 5'7".
5'7", and the guy that's in jail is like 6'2".
6'2", 6'3". Yeah.
Right.
But because of the video evidence and the expert testimony, they freaking locked this dude up.
Right.
You know, and then even his kid was saying that he thought he did it. Like, it was jacked up. And then all these episodes, they're about like different types of evidence. Like, they have like the blood spatter expert, and then they have the cadaver dogs. They have all this different stuff. But man, like, you think about, I mean, I had that situation where you're innocent, supposedly you're innocent until proven guilty. But it doesn't make any sense. Like, how is it that you're innocent, but you get locked up?
No, you're guilty until proven innocent.
It's so crazy. You know, our justice system is, they say like our justice system is the best in the world.
Broken.
But fuck, man, like, I don't know. Like, there are so many things that are jacked up with it. Yeah.
If you don't have the money, you're screwed.
I wonder if you didn't have a justice system, how would things work? Like, does it hurt more than it helps, or does it help more than it hurts? Because there is so much shit that is messed up about it.
Yeah. The other thing your comedian was talking about was division.
Yeah.
Does it help us?
No, it never helps us.
You know?
He was talking about idea sex. We need to have more idea sex.
I was like
from the left.
Yes.
From the left. No, you're just thinking about sex. He talked about that too. Yeah. We need to have just more regular sex. But no, just like the left and the right getting together.
Like, he's talking about the Democrats,
talking problems out,
and the Republicans,
the Democrats, the Republicans, the conservatives, the liberals. All these people just get together and have some idea sex.
Because they all have great ideas,
but their ideas have flaws.
Right.
And the other side may have some good ideas, but their ideas have flaws.
Right. Like he was
And
talking
together,
about, maybe you could break this down.
The death penalty and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was saying like how the Democrats, the left, will believe in, they're pro-choice. They believe in abortion, or that people have the right to abortion. And the right says, no, that's killing a baby. You can't do that.
Right.
And then the right says, we're for the death penalty.
Right.
And then the left's like, you can't do that. That's killing a person. And it's like, well, which one is it?
Right.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
Yeah. So, what's up? What was up with all the souvenirs in Mexico? Holy crap. We got these innocent little kids walking through Mexico, and they got freaking dicks. They got apes with dicks hanging out.
And we're with our kids. Like, seriously, we're with our kids. And we're looking for
I'm looking
souvenirs.
for that hat. Yeah.
And you're looking for a shirt for the podcast.
A t-shirt. Yeah, we're looking for t-shirts, for hats.
And
they got monkeys getting drunk with dicks out.
The front table, they have this souvenir with this girl, like, holding her legs up. Oh, I
don't know if I saw that one.
And her vajayjay is just screaming, hi.
Holy crap.
They
have like
serious?
They had like a coffee cup. The handle is the dude's dick.
Yeah, titties that you can drink out of.
Yeah, titties you can drink out. We have our kids. They look like the horses with the blinders. We're like, all right, focus this way. Oh,
look, there's sand buckets.
Holy crap.
Oh, there's a stray dog. Oh, the stray dogs.
Oh, that was so funny.
I would point them out. Save them all.
I would point them out because they're so funny. They think any dog is a puppy.
Right.
Every dog is a puppy and every dog is cute.
Yeah.
You can see the most mangy fucking... It has like... It looks like it's been dipped in like maple syrup. It's all fucking... The fur's all bunched up. And I'm like, oh, look, a dog.
Like,
and they're like, oh, so cute. We're like, what the hell? Yeah, it's friggin' funny.
It's a miracle. I mean, we don't have any stray dogs around here.
We don't have any. We have stray coyotes around here.
Yeah, and we better be careful because our kids would be like,
oh, cute coyote.
We need to go save them.
Yeah, no, fuck that.
Bring them home.
Yep. So it's been a great week, but now it's time to get back to our regular routine.
Reality.
Yeah, back to reality.
Yeah.
So it's been awesome though.
Yeah, it's been cool.
For those of you that haven't seen it, it's actually free on Amazon Prime. That comedy special. It's got really good reviews too. It's called Complicated Apes by Brian Callen. It's really good. That show, Exhibit A.
Apes.
The only thing about that show, Exhibit A,
they leave you hanging.
Well, it's not that they leave you hanging. It's the end of the show is like, yeah, so this person got fucked. See you later. And the fucking credits come. The dude is still in jail. The dad is still in jail. The fucking one guy is still. You know what was weird though?
What?
The very last episode about that Jewish guy.
Oh.
How he was accused of something. He was like, I wasn't even there. But he was out. Like his attorney
bond.
Did he post bail? So is that what it is? It's just that if you post bail, you get out. Well, I guess kind of like my case. If my family didn't have the money, I would have just stayed in jail until I went to see the judge, right? I guess that's just what happens. How are you innocent until proven guilty if you're in jail?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
I don't get it. He talked about our founding fathers.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
Right? Was it the same?
That comedy special?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And how it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But then the government took over. And
no, he was talking about how the founding fathers, like, they didn't agree on stuff.
Yeah.
But they came together to write the Constitution or whatever. I don't know. You don't want to get too deep into that because I don't know it too well. Mm-mm. So that's something that I need to learn a little bit more about. I mean, I know a little bit, but anyway, everybody could just treat each other a little bit better.
Yeah.
Listen to somebody that has a different opinion than your own.
See, and that's why I say,
Love
conquers all.
It's so
That's
sweet.
it.
Yeah.
It does. Love conquers all. And that's what God is. God is love.
You just got to be open. Open. Listen.
Yeah.
Don't be stuck
Yeah.
with your way is not the only way, or your team. You know?
Right.
Think about it.
Yep. We all have great ideas.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's I think that's it for this week. Thank you guys for listening. As always, our podcast is brought to you by Trust Inc. That's trustinkusa.com, and Trust Inc.
is a mobile notary service. So it doesn't matter what state you're in, we got you back. We do a lot of work with law firms, title companies, and individuals as well. We are also independent associates with Legal Shield, and with Legal Shield, what we do is we provide you access to attorneys in the palm of your hand. And so I have some stories that I would like to share on how they helped us with our rental property and all that good stuff.
You know what I was thinking?
It was priceless, especially if you have rental properties and it's been a headache.
Yeah.
Because you don't have attorneys in your back pocket.
Cool. We'll get into that. You know what I was thinking is that next week, maybe we can start the show off with the advertisements and just get it out of the way. You can share some of your stories and we'll get into the rest of the podcast. But also the best way that our podcast grows is by sharing it. So if you guys could, make sure you share the podcast with those that you know, those that you love, anybody that you think might enjoy the podcast. You can go to our website, oppositesattractpod.com. And from there, you can watch our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can subscribe to the podcast on whatever podcast app you have on Apple. You can listen to it there. You can watch it. That's oppositesattractpod.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's all on the website also. So thank you guys for being with us, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.